have, catch, heavy, receive, deceive, capable. 6 ordinary English words that appear to share nothing at all. No spelling in common, no meaning in common. You would never put them in the same sentence, let alone the same family. They are the same word, and the thing that connects them is not an idea, it is a gesture. Here is the map we are going to fill in. 3 roads, 15 words, and underneath them, 1 syllable that no living speaker of English has ever pronounced. It stopped being spoken about 5,000 years ago. The roads have no names yet, and the route is a question mark. That is deliberate. Look at the words first and see whether you can feel what sorts them. Start with the smallest one, have. One of the 3 commonest verbs in English. You used it before you could read. I have a question, she has a cold, we have time. It is so ordinary that it looks like it could not possibly have a history. Hold on to that feeling. We are going to break it. Catch. This one is physical in a way have is not. Catching is a thing your body does, a ball in the air, a train at the platform, a person as they fall. And notice that catch always implies motion. You cannot catch something that was already sitting still. There has to be a thing getting away and a hand that closes in time. Heavy. Now we have left the family, surely. Heavy is not a verb, nothing is being taken. It is a property of an object, a stone, a bag, a door. And it looks Germanic rather than Latin because it is, Old English heffig with no C and no P anywhere in it. But remember that heavy is not a statement about the object alone. It is a statement about you and the object. Heavy means more than this pair of arms can manage. Receive. A different register altogether, receipts, receptions, formal letters. To receive is passive in a way catch is not. Something is handed to you and you accept it. But hold the 2 side by side. Catch, it comes at you and you close on it. Receive, it comes to you and you close on it. The difference is who threw it, not what your hand did. Deceive. This one is moral. Deceiving is not something you do with your hands at all. It is something you do to a person's understanding. And yet the shape of the word rhymes with receive, and the 2 came into English along the same road, and neither of them sounds anything like catch. And capable, the most abstract of the 6, a general readiness, whether or not you are doing anything with it right now. 6 words. A verb of possession, a verb of the hand, an adjective of weight, a verb of receipt, a verb of lying, and a word for potential. There is one root under all 6, and once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. The root is cap. In proto-indo-european, reconstructed as cap, and it means to grasp, to seize, to take hold of. Not to own, not to receive, to close your hand around a thing. That is the whole idea. Everything on this map is that one gesture, carried into a different part of life until the hand disappears and only the closing is left. The first road is the one that never let go of the body. These are the words where cap is still a hand closing on something solid, something with weight, something that could have escaped. Capture is the plainest descendant we have. Latin capere, to take, and its participle captus, taken. Everything in this column is built on that participle. Notice what capture insists on that take does not, resistance. You capture a fortress, a fugitive, a photograph of something that was about to move. Nobody captures a thing that wants to be caught. A captive is what remains after the capture, the person the grip never released. It is worth noticing that English kept both the act and the result as separate words from the same Latin stem, and then borrowed a third. Captor, the one doing the holding. 3 roles, 1 gesture, all of them still spelled with the original P. Now the spelling starts to move. Chase does not look Latin because it did not come to us from Latin directly, it came through French. Vulgar Latin capture, to keep trying to take, became Old French chassier, and English took it as chase. The hard C softened into CH on the way, and the P vanished entirely. Look at the meaning. Chase is capture without the ending. It is the grip that has not closed yet. And then catch, which is the same French word taken a second time, through a northern dialect that kept the hard C. That is why English has both. Same Latin verb, borrowed twice from two sides of a dialect line, and the language kept both without ever noticing they were twins. Chase is the pursuit. Catch is the moment the hand shuts. Purchase is the strangest member of this column, because today it means to buy, a word about money. It began as purchasier, to chase thoroughly, to hunt a thing down until you have it. For centuries in English, it simply meant to obtain by effort. And a fossil of that older sense is still here. When a climber gets purchase on a rock, no money changes hands. That is the original meaning, preserved, a grip that holds. Turgenev in The Torrents of Spring, describing a look on a human face. He does not say caught, he says captured, and puts it beside clutches, so the sentence has the grip in it twice. That is the first road at full strength, a hand, an animal, and something that is not getting away. The second road does something stranger. It keeps the grip and throws away the hand. Every word in this column is Latin capper with a prefix in front of it, and in every one, the thing being seized has stopped being physical. Receive is re plus capper, to take back or to take in turn. The prefix does all the work. Take is neutral about direction, receive builds the direction in. Something arrives and you close on it. This is also where the spelling changes without warning. Capper becomes cyper inside a compound, and cyper becomes sieve in French, which is why receive has no P and no visible connection to capture at all. Perceive per plus capper, to take thoroughly, to take completely. Here the object of the grip has left the physical world. You do not perceive a rock the way you catch a rock. You perceive that it is a rock. The Romans had already made this move, understanding something was reaching out and closing your hand around it. And we still do it. We say I grasp it. We say it is beyond my reach. Conceive, con plus capper, to take together, to gather up. In English, it's split into two lives that people rarely connect. You conceive a plan, you gather the parts of an idea into one hold, and a woman conceives a child. Both are the same metaphor. Something that was loose and separate is taken together into one thing. Deceive, d plus capper, to take away, to catch out. This is the sharpest one on the map because deceiving is not a grip on a thing. It is a grip on a person, and specifically on the part of them that was trying to perceive. Perceive is you closing your hand on the world. Deceive is somebody else's hand getting there first. And intercept, which keeps the P because English borrowed it late, straight from Latin, without letting French wear it down. Interplus capper, to take in between. It is the one word here where the physical sense survived alongside the abstract. You intercept a pass, and you intercept a message. Put it next to receive, and you see the whole column at once. Receive is taking what was sent to you. Intercept is taking what was sent to somebody else. Dickens in Hard Times. Not to deceive you. A speaker who is about to make a claim, pausing to promise he is not taking hold of your judgment before you can use it. 5,000 years from a hand closing on an animal, and the gesture is now something a man does to another man's mind in the middle of a sentence. The third road is the one that surprises people, because these words never went through Latin at all. They came down the Germanic side into Old English, which means they have been in this language the entire time, and they are the ones where the grip stopped being an action and became a measurement. Have, Old English haben, from Proto-Germanic hebjana, and back to the same cap. This is the surprise of the episode, so let me be precise. Have and capture are not related through Latin. They are cousins much further back, which is why nothing in the spelling survived. In Germanic, the K hardened into an H, and the P softened, first to an F, and then, because the ancient accent did not fall right before it, all the way to a B, so cap came out the other side as hab. That is why have looks like nothing. It has been eroding for 5,000 years, in a different mouth, along a different road. And the meaning shifted the way a grip does when you never let go. To seize became to hold became to keep became, simply, to have. Which brings us to heavy, the best word on the map. Old English hefig, from the same Germanic stem as haben. Heavy does not describe an object. It describes an object in relation to a hand. Heavy means hard to have. The stone is not heavy in an empty room. It becomes heavy the moment somebody tries to lift it. That is a 5,000-year-old gesture sitting inside a word a child learns before school. Every time you say a bag is heavy, you are saying it defeats the grip. Now watch the Latin side arrive at the same idea by a completely different root. Capacity comes from capax, able to take capere again, with an ending that turns an action into an amount. Heavy asks how much this hand can hold and answers, not this. Capacity asks the same question and answers with a number. Two languages, both deciding that the way to measure a thing is to ask what a grip can manage. Capable is the same word with the emphasis moved from the container to the person. Late Latin capabilis, able to take. In English, it drifted from what you can hold to what you can do, which is a very short distance. A capable person is one you can hand things to. And the older sense has not gone. When a lawyer says a document is capable of 2 readings, nobody is doing anything. The document is simply holding both. And occupy, ob plus capper to take against, to seize and stay. It is the one word that keeps both halves at once. An occupied seat is physically held, an occupied mind is not. An occupied country is both, and the word does not flinch at any of the 3. Occupy is what happens when the grip lasts long enough to become a condition. Tolstoy in Anna Karenina. Heavy breathing, not loud, not fast, heavy. Breath that has become work, air that has to be lifted. The oldest meaning of the word is doing the whole job in that sentence, and Tolstoy almost certainly never thought about it. That is what a root is. It keeps working long after everybody has forgotten it is there. There is the whole map. 1 gesture, 3 roads, the hand that closes on a thing, the mind that closes on an idea, and the measure of what a grip can keep hold of. Go back to the 6 words we started with and watch them fall into place. Catch, the hand closing, borrowed twice from French and kept twice. And chase, standing right beside it, is the same word with the grip still open. Deceive and receive and perceive. The same grip, moved inside the head, where what gets taken is no longer an object, but somebody's understanding of one. Capable and capacity, the grip turned into a quantity. How much can be taken and by whom? And then have and heavy, the 2 that came the long way round, through Germanic, and lost every letter that would have given them away. Have is a grip that never ended. Heavy is a grip that failed. The next time you say you have something, notice that you are not describing ownership. You are describing a hand that has not opened yet. Every word on that map is in the dictionary at verbalt.com, with its level, its definition, and the sentences it actually appears in. This is Root Atlas, one root at a time until the map is finished,